Well, here we go, guys. It's your boy, Jordan Cameron, back today with another video. Here we go, guys. Bitcoin bouncing off its 50 moving average band right as stablecoin dominance breaks to the downside of our trend line that we discussed yesterday. That was the signal for the move to officially start. And here we go, guys. Bitcoin 93,600 already closely approaching back towards 100K very, very quickly. Total market cap bouncing off our trend line, our 50 moving average. And I think this is the impulsive move that is about to start for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency total market cap up to that 10 trillion move, where everyone will think that crypto will change the world before the dot-com bubble 2.0. So let's jump on in today's video, guys. Exciting day over here in the markets. Bitcoin up over 7%, altcoins up 8, 9, 10, 15, some of them up 20%. And it's not too surprising. As we discussed yesterday in yesterday's video, what was going to be the signal in the short term. We were very, very confident on this channel that we were about to see a move up for Bitcoin and altcoins, simply from the fact that we're expecting our stable coin dominance chart to be forming this bigger Wyckoff accumulation structure, which is basically the inverse of this total market cap chart. What this shows is basically what we're expecting is the biggest blow off top for the total cryptocurrency market cap that we've ever seen before we get the actually biggest crash for the total cryptocurrency market cap that we've ever seen. Okay. And the signal for that was simply stablecoin dominance, breaking this trend line that it's been having since January to the downside. We discussed it yesterday. We said over the weekend, we saw something very, very peculiar happening here for the stablecoin dominance chart. We saw that break the downside, big red candle. And it's conversely over here, having Bitcoin have a massive weekly green candle up to 93,500. I think we got almost as high as 94,000 today. So awesome stuff. And just continuing the narrative that what we're expecting here, guys, is simply this to play out. No one expects, no one out there is saying crypto will change the world. No one out there believes in crypto. And what we're expecting on this channel is for multiple reasons on the charts that we'll go over again today, that we're gonna basically the markets are gonna suck everyone into this market, making everyone think that crypto will change the world. Your grandpa, your uncle, your cousin will be sucked into the market up here, while us smart money that was accumulating down in these regions will be selling on those people. Okay, so once again, just to kind of go over this and what we're expecting here, for anyone that's new, is simply for the fact that, okay, we're starting over here with Bitcoin. Every single pullback for Bitcoin has bounced off the 50 moving average bands. We got over here in June of 2023. We have September 2023, right? Twice, that was the bottom. If you got bearish at those points, you were wrong. Once again, over here in July of 2024 and September 2024, right in here, our 50 moving average band, which is the 50 EMA and the 50 simple moving average. That was the lows. If you were bearish there, you were wrong. And here we are again. And this is what we've been discussing since really February timeframe, when we did come back down to that. And we said, okay, as long as Bitcoin is above the 50 moving average band, we remain bulls. And anyone who is bearish into this 50 moving average bands historically is bearish at the wrong points in this bull market and throughout Bitcoin's history. Okay, so once again, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of us kind of grinding right above this 50 moving average band. And now we're finally seeing expansion and bouncing away from it. And there's multiple different reasons why, not only the fact that Bitcoin was at support, that we do believe that Bitcoin is going to come up and make a new high, but also simply the fact that we're looking at the stablecoin dominance chart, which is a inverse correlation to the total cryptocurrency market chart. And we're at basically a major range, which we've seen massive rejections from the 7 to 9% region on the stablecoin dominance, like over here in 2021, 2022, 2024, and 2024. And once again, what do we see? Major rejection from that 7 to 8%, and everyone's kind of surprised that we're seeing it, but yet we have always seen a rejection from that point. So what we're expecting on this chart is simply this to come down to either range lows or to make a new low before coming back up. And this is just being one giant Wyckoff accumulation where you see 3 hits to low before a major expansion to the upside which is basically, the inverse correlation of what we're expecting, where if we see this move down on stablecoin dominance, we're going to expect this move up on total cryptocurrency market cap, right? And then if we see this move up on stablecoin dominance, we're expecting a big boom down on the cryptocurrency market cap. So why, once again, is this happening? Well, we saw that breakdown in stablecoin dominance, guys. And that breakdown in stablecoin dominance was the short-term sort of aspect and the short-term signal that, hey, this move is probably starting. And there's many, many reasons of why we expected it to start. Obviously, this breakdown on stablecoin dominance over here. But also, we've been consistently talking about the global liquidity chart and how Bitcoin historically continues to follow it with a 2 to 3 month lag. We've seen this absolutely skyrocket over the last few months. And now we're finally seeing Bitcoin follow it. And I think it's going to continue to follow this up to new fresh new all-time highs for Bitcoin over the next few weeks. Now, obviously, it's not going to be straight line, guys. We will have little pullbacks. We will have red days. But I am expecting Bitcoin to come up and make new highs over the course of the next few weeks, up into April, May, June time period. And what we're really watching here, my kind of thesis is here, is if you've been DCAing or buying some stuff down in these low regions, especially in the altcoin market, what we really got to pay attention to, guys, is the sentiment as prices come up. So obviously right now you're going to see a lot of disbelief, a lot of people saying that this rally is going to fail like the others, right? Which is common disbelief, sort of nonsense saying, right? And obviously it's not guaranteed we go straight up, but what we're going to look at is why we think we're going to get to that 4236 extension, right? And why also we're not going to wait to that 4236 extension to be taking profits on this move up, okay? So why we're going to look at the 4236 extension from maybe that max euphoria moment for the cryptocurrency market is that's the 4236, right? That's the previous bull market high to the bear market low. That gives you that 4236 extension. And that's also this trend line from 2018 and the two highs from 2021 extrapolated. I don't think it's a coincidence that gets you right at the 10 trillion psychological and the 4236 extension Fibonacci level. Very similar to what you had down here in this previous bull market, where we had the previous range highs to the previous bear market lows right up to that 4236 extension. Okay, don't think that's a coincidence, and I do believe that this is what the move is going to be. Now, will I be waiting for that price to take all the profits, guys? Absolutely not. I have a DCA, just like I have a DCA strategy in when I'm bullish. I have a DCA strategy out when I'm bearish. So as we kind of move up and as you start to see more and more people believe, that's when I'm going to be selling, right? When your uncle's coming in, when your aunt's coming in, asking you about crypto, that's when you guys should be selling and telling them not to buy, okay? Because everyone will think that crypto will change the world. I guarantee you there's going to be some narrative, whether XRP, Chainlink, some altcoin gets used. Everyone thinks that crypto is the new financial asset and the new financial thing that's going to change the world. And though it may be over here, I think what we're going to see first is sort of a big flush out of the cryptocurrency market, get rid of a lot of the trash, the meme coins, the useless coins that don't really have any use cases. Those coins pretty much go to zero, while the strong coins survive and go on their own bull market over here in 2027 and 2028. But first, what comes is that massive bull market, which gets everyone sucked in, just like we saw from the tech stocks in the early 2000s. All right, so What now, right? What now? We're seeing Bitcoin bounce. It's not too surprising. It's kind of what we were expecting here. What next? Well, I'm not going to do too much short-term TA, but what I'm kind of following too is the global liquidity. And we know that Bitcoin typically, tops about 2 to 3 months after global liquidity. So what I'm going to be watching here, all right, as Bitcoin continues to move up and continues to follow the global liquidity, obviously if it continues to follow the global liquidity, because nothing is guaranteed in this markets, guys, I'm going to wait to see when this global liquidity tops out. Because as we've seen in the past, these global liquidity tops, this is with about a 75-day lag, has almost perfectly marked the local Bitcoin tops, pretty much to a T. If you kind of look at this, it's been kind of crazy, actually. All these local tops that, sort of global liquidity sort of got on the Bitcoin chart. So what I'm going to be watching for is as Bitcoin continues to move up, if it continues to move up over the next, say 2 to 3 months, when does global liquidity start to top out? And then when global liquidity starts to top out, right, whether it's here or whether it's higher, we can have a better idea of when we probably expect Bitcoin to hit some either a local top or what I think is going to be the major top after this final, massive blow off top that we're going to see for the cryptocurrency market up to that $10 trillion level. Okay. So that's one of the main things I'm going to be watching. And also the other thing I'm going to be watching is obviously we have a range here on stablecoin dominance. I'm going to be watching, stablecoin dominance starts to get down to this, 4.9% level and maybe even takes it out. Once we get down there, guys, you guys can see we have a pretty far way to go. And we've already seen a pretty good size move up for Bitcoin and some altcoins. But when this starts to get back to the range lows, I think that's time that we have to be a little bit more cautious here. Okay. But as of right now, we're coming down. This is breaking to the downside. When we get cautious is in this when this starts getting back to these range lows, when we start to see global liquidity start to top out, obviously Bitcoin 2 to 3 month lag, right? And obviously and this is a major if because we're only at 2.88 trillion on the total cryptocurrency market right now. If we start to see this reach towards that 10 trillion point, which I know sounds crazy right now, guys, but in reality, we already hit almost 4 trillion on the total cryptocurrency market cap back in December, right? So it's, you're talking about, another 2.5x for the total cryptocurrency market cap. It's really not that crazy of a move, especially considering the fact that we've barely seen a lot of these altcoins move. We've barely seen Ethereum move up. XRP hit a new all-time high, but is pretty much at its previous all-time high. Solana's below its previous all-time high. And pretty much every altcoin's below its previous all-time high. It's not that crazy of a move, really, in reality, guys. So everything's kind of lining up. And what I guarantee you what's going to happen here, and I want everyone to be prepared for this, is obviously you guys saw, sort of the negativity with the tariffs and, all the negativity down here, when Bitcoin was at the low 70Ks in the 50 moving average band, when total cryptocurrency market cap was at that 50 moving average. And though we've only got a small move up so far, guys, it's not a crazy move just yet. Watch the sentiment change, okay? And what I want to make very, very clear, and you guys who are veterans in this market and you guys know, just watch the sentiment of crypto if we get up in this region. Because it'll go from cryptocurrency sucks, the top is in, altcoins are never going up again, to very, very quickly. And I've been in this market very, very long time, and I've seen this happen very, very a lot, is when it gets up into this region, guys, if it gets up to that region, watch the sentiment change from all the things I just mentioned to, oh my God, altcoins are going to change the world. This altcoin is going to be used for this. That altcoin is going to be used for that. Cryptocurrency is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Your grandpa asked me about cryptocurrency at Thanksgiving dinner this year. Watch how quickly it'll change if we do see this move. And what I want you guys to be prepared for is be prepared to take profits. When everyone's bullish, you should be bearish. And when everyone's bearish, you should be bullish. Okay? So for the last few weeks, you should have been bullish on Bitcoin. If we start to see Bitcoin push the highs and start to get back above and make new highs, that's when you guys should start getting bearish. Okay, you got to flip your mindset here. Okay, so if we start to see this total cryptocurrency market cap start to move up, and it's altcoins going absolutely berserk, which I think is going to happen here. Okay, just be prepared to be bearish when everyone gets bullish, because I guarantee the sentiment, the narratives that will be going on up here will be absolutely insane, and you will think that this market will never go down again. But in reality, when everyone thinks the market won't go down again, that's typically when it does. Okay? So I just want everyone to be prepared for that. I am not a permabull, though I am extremely bullish right now, and I think we're about to see the biggest blow off top that we've ever seen for crypto over the course of the next few months. It's going to be absolutely insane. I am not a permabull, and I think what comes after that is the biggest dump, and I want everyone to be just mentally prepared for something like that if it does happen, and just be prepared to take profits as your coins make new highs, as Bitcoin makes new highs. Be prepared to take profits on this move up, right? Be bearish when everyone's bullish at the top of this rising wedge. Because if this does happen, that'll be life-changing gains for a lot of you guys, okay? Whether life-changing gains is a few $1,000s, a few $100,000, a few $1 million, a couple $100, right? Whether that is, it'll be some life-changing gains for you. Just be prepared to be bearish when everyone's throwing their last savings into the cryptocurrency market at a 10 trillion market cap when they had all this time to accumulate down here. All right? So just be prepared for that, guys. But everything's looking good. Everything's looking great. We got, once again, Bitcoin bouncing off our 50 moving average band. As expected, that was the time to be a bull and not a bear, just like these previous times. Once again, what is the way that we change into bears is if Bitcoin breaks below the 50 moving average band on a weekly close. And until it breaks below the 50 moving average band on a weekly close, we simply remain a bull. And it's that simple. It's been that simple in every single Bitcoin bull market. Be a bull on Bitcoin above the 50 moving average band. And typically when you're in the 50 moving average band is actually a good time to be buying altcoins for potentially bounces on Bitcoin, which get you better returns on at least on altcoins on the Bitcoin moves up. Okay, obviously down, altcoins go down more, but we know that by now. All right, so great thing happening, guys. Bitcoin bouncing back off the 50 moving average band as expected. Stablecoin dominance breaking this trend line that we've had since January. That was the signal for the short term. Once again, one day later, we talked about it in yesterday's video. Boom, Bitcoin's up 8% on the day. Not unexpected, right? We're expecting stablecoin dominance to come back down to range lows, which will perversely push the total cryptocurrency market cap up to new highs, and euphoria mode enters the chat. All right. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys smack the subscribe button. It's been your boy Jordan Cameron. We'll be on this ride together. Okay. Now, guys, I will be hopping on for a live stream one day this week. I'm gonna surprise you on which day it's gonna be. I'm gonna surprise you on which day it's gonna be. It could be tomorrow, it could be Thursday, it could be Friday, it could be Saturday, but I'm going to do a surprise live stream this week. I want to get back probably to doing at least 1 to 2 live streams a week. Probably not every day. I do and really enjoy making these videos, and it makes me, sit down and think about things a lot harder. When I'm sort of not live streaming every day, I just tend to perform better in markets when I'm not. But I do want to do at least 1 to 2 live streams a week, so I'm going to do a surprise live stream one day this week. I'm not going to tell you which day it's going to be. But hopefully it's not a fun day. All right. So I'm out of here. Peace out, guys. Much love, and go Bitcoin and go crypto. Let's get ready for the biggest blow off top in crypto history. Peace out, guys.